Top 10 Most Visited Countries in Africa. Hello Disparers, welcome back to another informative video and thanks for watching. In this video we shall be bringing you the top 10 visited countries in Africa. Africa is amongst the leading destinations for tourism around the world. Tourism in Africa is amongst the top economic activities of the continent, not only through foreign exchange but also through job creation. The most visited countries in Africa are those that have invested in improving and marketing their tourist destinations. Not only is Africa endowed with many touristic sites, but it is also rich in cultural diversity, exquisite cuisine, wildlife, mineral resources, and blessed with a favorable climate that enjoys sunshine for most of the year. According to data from the World Tourism Organization, in 2018, the African continent attracted 67 million international tourists. The tourism numbers have continued to increase steadily as the years go by. If you are new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of our informative and interesting daily uploads. Ranking the most visited countries in Africa can be very tricky because each year new countries record the highest numbers of visitors. In 2017 and 2018, Morocco recorded the most visitors, while in 2015, South Africa recorded the highest number of visitors. So in this video, we will rank the countries based on the consistency in the number of visitors in these countries. With that said, here are the top 10 most visited countries in Africa. Number 10. Uganda, 1 to 1.8 million visitors per year. Let's begin our countdown with Uganda. Uganda is a landlocked country in East Africa with a population of about 42.7 million people. Tourism in Uganda is focused on Uganda's landscape and wildlife. It is a major driver of employment, investment, and foreign exchange, contributing 4.9 trillion Ugandan shillings, about $1.88 billion as of August 2013, to Uganda's GDP in the financial year 2012 to 2013. Every year, Uganda attracts an estimated 1 to 2 million tourists in the country. Though Uganda is one of the most visited countries in Africa, it is still one of the poorest countries on the continent due to bribery. In 2018, Uganda reached its peak with 1.8 million visitors. Should the tourism industry in Uganda be ameliorated, Uganda will witness an increase in its number of visitors annually, which will in turn boost the GDP of the country. We have a dedicated video on the 10 things you didn't know about Uganda. Click on the card on the left hand corner to check it out. Number 9. Namibia, 1.4 to 2 million visitors per year. Ninth on the list is Namibia, a country situated in the southern part of Africa. It has a population of about 2.2 million people and is the most sparsely populated country in Africa. Namibia is known for being home to the highest dunes in the world at Sossusvlei and for the Etosha National Park, one of the world's greatest conservation areas. The tourism sector in Namibia is the largest earning industry. Tourism employs a significant number of people directly and indirectly. In Namibia, 13 tourists equals 1 job. There are approximately 1.4 to 2 million visitors in Namibia every year. Rated as a high middle income country, Namibia's income inequality levels are amongst the highest in the world. Number 8. Kenya, 1.4 to 2.5 million visitors per year. Kenya is the world's 48th largest country by total area. Kenya's capital and largest city is Nairobi, while its oldest city and first capital is the coastal city of Mombasa. Kenya receives millions of visitors yearly. The coastal town of Mombasa is a common destination with its sandy beaches and cultural events such as the Lamu Donkey Riding Competition. According to the World Travel and Tourism Council, the tourism industry's total contribution to GDP stood at $5.9 billion in Kenya in 2015. Tourism is a major source of direct and indirect employment as well as foreign exchange earnings. Kenya is home to the second highest peak of the continent, Mount Kenya, which reaches a height of 5,199 meters. WTTC forecasts that the total contribution of tourism to GDP will rise by 5.1% per annum, contributing 10.3% of GDP by 2025. Number 7. Ivory Coast, 1.5 to 2.7 million visitors per year. Ivory Coast, with a population of about 23.7 million people, is the most biodiverse country in West Africa. The country receives between 1.5 million to 2.7 million visitors. Its political capital is Yamoussoukro. The tourism sector of the country has witnessed a tremendous boost in recent years. Tourism's contribution to the GDP in Ivory Coast stood at just 0.6% in 2011, but by 2015 it rose to 4.8%. It further rose to 7.5% in April 2017, contributing a whopping sum of 2.3 billion euros to national income. Ivory Coast is tourist-friendly, with visitors staying for less than 91 days not required to have visas. The nation has 9 national parks, beaches and other ancient sites which serve as tourist attractions. Given that the government has made tourism the priority sector, the number of visitors is expected to rise in years ahead. We have a dedicated video on top 10 things you didn't know about Ivory Coast. Click on the card on the left hand corner to check it out. Number 6. Zimbabwe. 1.5 to 2.8 million visitors per year. Occupying the 6th position is Zimbabwe, formerly known as Rhodesia. Zimbabwe is a landlocked country located in Southern Africa. Attracting a total of 1.5 to 2.5 million tourists yearly, tourism is a major source of foreign exchange for Zimbabwe. In 2018, contribution of travel and tourism to the GDP of Zimbabwe was 6.3%. This is owing to its numerous tourist attractions such as the Victoria Falls, the Chimanimani Peaks, and numerous national parks. The tourism sector contributes over $500 million into the national economy yearly. With a population of about 15 million, tourism employs over 200,000 people directly and many others indirectly. The boost in the tourism sector favors massive infrastructural development, supports conservation of resources, and spruces the image of the country. To know more about Zimbabwe, click on the card on the left-hand corner of your screen. Number 5. Algeria. 1.5 to 3 million visitors per year. Algeria is Africa's largest country and 10th in the world by surface area. It is also home to the famous Sahara Desert. Its population is estimated at 42.23 million. Algeria receives 1.5 million to 3 million international visitors yearly. The Algerian travel and tourism sector directly contributed 5 billion euros to its GDP in 2016, which is equivalent to 3.6% of total GDP. When indirect contributions were included, the figure rose to 10 billion euros, which is equivalent to 7.4% of Algeria's total. And indirectly employed 731,500 people, 6.5% of employment. According to projections, 4.4 million international tourists are expected in Algeria by 2027. Number 4. Tunisia. 7 to 10 million visitors per year. Tunisia is situated in the Maghreb region of North Africa. Its name is derived from its capital city, Tunis. Tourism is the second largest employer in the country after agriculture. Tourism accounts for about 8% of Tunisia's GDP and is one of the most important sectors of the economy. The tourism sector contributes to around 14.2% of the GDP and guarantees job opportunities to a minimum of 2 million Tunisians. Tunisia receives between 7 million to 10 million tourists yearly. This is due to its numerous touristic sites, which include the capital city of Tunis, the ancient ruins of Carthage, the Muslim and Jewish quarters of Djerba, and the Monastir coastal resorts. The scenic beaches of the country are particularly attractive to scuba divers. Tunisia is known for marine tourism with thriving marine life in Hammamet. Number 3. Egypt. 8 to 12 million visitors per year. Egypt is a transcontinental Mediterranean country spanning the northeast corner of Africa and southwest corner of Asia. Egypt is third in position with its tourism sector contributing to the Egyptian gross domestic product (GDP), hitting 11.9% of the total economy in 2018. Tourism brought in a whopping sum of $29.6 billion, and the travel and tourism sector grew by 16.5% in the same year. The sector provided 2.48 billion jobs, representing 9.5% of total employment. Presently, the tourism sector employs 3 million workers and accounts for 20% of Egypt's GDP. Egypt is famous for its ancient civilization and some of the world's most famous monuments, including the Giza pyramids. Egypt also has a rich history with numerous destinations, including the Abu Simbel temples south of Aswan, the Karnak temple complex, and Valley of the Kings near Luxor. Egypt receives 8 to 12 million visitors per year and enjoys the privilege of being marked as belonging both to Africa and the Middle East. Number 2. South Africa. 9 to 12 million visitors per year. South Africa is currently the second most visited country in Africa, receiving 9 million to 12 million visitors annually. South Africa is the southernmost country in Africa with a population of over 58 million people. The tourism sector in South Africa directly accounted for 2.8% of real gross domestic product (GDP) and indirectly accounted for an even higher 9.2% of the GDP in 2018. The tourism sector accounts for over 4.2% of total employment. South Africa has some of the best touristic attractions on the continent, such as its Table Mountain and the Kruger National Park. It is home to Cape Town, one of the most visited cities in Africa. According to projections, international arrivals in South Africa might more than double by 2030. We have a video on the 10 best places to visit in South Africa. Click on the card on your screen to check it out. Number 1. Morocco. 10 to 12.3 million visitors per year. On the top of the list is Morocco. Morocco is a country located in the Maghreb region of North Africa with a population of over 36 million people. Its capital city is Rabat. In 2018, contribution of travel and tourism to the GDP of Morocco was 19%. Tourism employs more than 2.5 million people, both directly and indirectly, accounting for almost 25% of the total Moroccan workforce. Morocco boasts of ancient Roman and Islamic sites and a rich cultural heritage that makes it a popular tourist destination. It is home to the Atlas Mountains and the famous Sahara Desert. Morocco is safe without major security incidences of concern, thus making it the top destination amongst the most visited countries in Africa. Morocco receives 10 million to 12.3 million visitors yearly. There you have it, explorers. Those were the top 10 most visited countries in Africa. Thanks for watching this video. If you want us to cover any of the top 10 topics, do well to leave your suggestions in the comments and we will do well to grant your request. Also, if you did enjoy this video, do well to give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe and share with your friends.